TikTok girls yet again.
You know, when people say I don't chase, I attract, you know what I expect? I expect my future husband to come up into my window and be like, hey, I've been looking for you all my life and I want...
Never going to happen. Never going to happen. I love it. I love the fantasy. It's so potent and so strong. And I mean, yeah, these girls are so masculine possessed. It's the only term I can really use to describe it because they're projecting so hard what the masculine in them wants, when in reality, they've just been convinced that this is how it's supposed to be. Deep down, they all want to chase a desirable man. The feminine wants to chase a desirable man, right? So I just love how many girls, regardless of race, gender, place to live in the world, right? It's always the same. They are absolutely convinced that they will be fulfilled if a guy chases them. If the perfect guy comes and desires them, the perfect guy is more valuable than you are. Why is that so hard for you guys to understand? I just don't.
I want you to be my wife. Because unfortunately, men do not approach girls in public anymore. They do not come up and talk to you. They do not write you love letters. My mom was telling me the other day that when she was in college and she had boys pining after her, they wrote her love letters.
And did she go for any of those guys? Probably not. She likely went for the guy that didn't do that, ironically. The next part about this is that blame your sisters. Blame all of the women that complain about guys approaching them. Blame the girls that take videos of guys in the gym trying to talk to them. Blame all these girls that shame guys for approaching, so now they're not going to do it. Obviously, the hyper-masculine ones are not going to care anyways, right? Obviously, they're not going to care. But then you guys complain about how a few guys are attractive and the rest of them aren't. Well, you guys created the system like this. You guys decide the dating market. You guys decide who gets to have sex, right? You guys unanimously decide that. So you can't blame men for something that they don't control. You just can't. It's just mass psychosis is what it is. And I think a lot of guys are waking up to it now, especially a lot of guys that have started following this channel recently. They're obviously aware of the game and they're getting quite sick of it. So me with you guys.
Can we bring back love letters? For God's sake.
No, we're not going to bring back love letters because in general, you guys don't deserve them. And even if you did hypothetically deserve them, right? First of all, it's seen as cringe from a modern perspective. These days, whether girls want to admit it or not, being nonchalant is simply more attractive. And sending out love letters and pining for a girl just makes you look weak. That's just the reality. Second of all, love letters are old game. This is stuff that guys used to do way back when the world was different, when guys would dress up in suits and women would dress up modestly. In the West anyway, right? So that era is long gone because those conventions do not exist anymore the way they used to. Girls just want the best of all worlds. This is the most typical low intelligence thing I've seen over and over again. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but it's still quite entertaining to see how often you see this opinion. So when people say not all, or people say these arguments like, oh, well, not all girls. Well, sure, maybe it's not all girls, right? But it's a significant portion, a very significant portion. So let's not pretend that all guys should now go seeking the diamond in the rough and be manipulated by the fact that some girl might pretend to be the diamond in the rough and then do the same thing after a couple of years, right? It's objectively speaking, the dating market is in a very, very tough place.
So I fear that in my generation, the only way I will meet my husband is that he will come up into my window and propose to me.
I mean, obviously a little bit of a joke, right? But no, this girl has already had boyfriends in the past, likely that she sent a signal to, and if the guy was aware enough to respond, he responded, and that was that, right? The most classic thing ever, the way it should be, girl chasing guy, it's always existed. We always know how it goes, guys. So nothing new here, just another girl that's preaching the same garbage to other girls and further leading them astray. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Also, check the links in the description below for more content.